and welcome back to school. My name is Jackie Johnson. I'm Director of Communications for Alachua County Public Schools. Like many of you, I've got someone very special who's going to be headed back to school in person this fall. This is my grandson, Braden, and he and some of his fellow students are going to help us highlight for you some of the protocols and procedures that we're going to have in place this fall to keep your students, your families, and our staff safe and healthy.
Of course, you will have a very important role to play. We'll be asking all families to screen their children each morning before they head to school. We'll provide you with a checklist of symptoms to look for, including fever, chills, cough or sore throat, shortness of breath, a new loss of taste or smell, and more. If your child has any of the symptoms, or if they've had significant contact with someone who has tested positive, you will need to keep them home until they've been cleared to return to school. Significant exposure is defined as being within 6 feet of someone with COVID for 15 minutes. With very limited exceptions, students and staff will be required to wear a face covering on our campuses and school buses, except when they're eating or drinking. We'll also have mask breaks during the day. Students who need them will be provided with either disposable or reusable masks. We will be cutting back on the number of students riding our buses. Students will be loading from the back of the bus to the front of the bus and exiting front to back to limit interactions. Buses will be equipped with hand sanitizing stations that students will use when getting on and off the bus. We'll also be implementing special cleaning protocols between runs and at the end of each school day. We're going to limit non-essential visitors to our campuses, which means parents who drop their children off at school should remain in their vehicles. They should also make sure their child is wearing a face covering before they get out. School staff will be directing students directly to their classrooms, again to limit interactions. Each school will have a site-specific plan to address the flow of student traffic throughout the school day to promote social distancing. Students should follow the signs and directions from staff to make sure they're headed in the right direction. All students will have their temperatures taken at the beginning of the school day. Anyone with a temperature of 100.4 or above will be directed to the school nurse. If they need to go home, they will wait in a designated isolation area until they can be picked up. Please make sure your child's school has up-to-date contact information for you. This is always important, but it will be even more critical this year. And if you're called, please plan to pick up your child promptly. Our classrooms will be set up to maximize the space between desks, and special desk shields will be provided as needed. We'll be using larger indoor spaces and even some outdoor spaces when possible. We'll have hand sanitizing stations in every classroom, and we'll be reminding students regularly about proper hand washing and other hygiene rules. Students will have assigned seats in classrooms and on buses, and will avoid the sharing of supplies, textbooks, and other items. A comprehensive and site-specific cleaning and disinfecting plan will be in place for each school, and will include frequent cleaning and disinfecting of desks, door handles, water fountains, walls, and other surfaces. Each school will also have a specific plan for providing meals, depending on the size of the cafeteria and the number of students. Meals will be served in prepackaged containers, and will be using wrapped utensils, disposable plates, and other items to promote safety. Traffic flow will be marked and supervised, and will be using outdoor spaces as much as possible. We're also asking all families to supply their child with a water bottle that can be refilled at our water fountains or refill stations. We have developed plans for addressing issues like PE, music, the extended day enrichment program, and extracurricular activities, including sports and clubs. We encourage you to visit our website at www.sbac.edu for more information on our entire return to school plan. We've also worked with the Alachua County Health Department and a team of medical experts from the University of Florida to plan what we'll do if someone on campus tests positive for COVID-19, has significant exposure to someone with the virus, or has symptoms. They've developed the criteria that we'll be using to determine if and when a classroom or school will have to be shut down for COVID-19, which would include testing of students and staff. That information and a list of the other health and safety protocols we'll have in place are also available on our Return to School page. We will need your help more than ever this year to limit the spread of COVID-19. We ask that you reinforce all the health lessons we'll be sharing at school, including the use of face masks, social distancing, frequent hand washing, covering coughs and sneezes, not sharing items, and so on. We ask that you remind your children that if they feel sick at school, they should immediately tell their teacher. And most of all, if your child is experiencing any symptoms of COVID, please keep them at home.
We'll continue to send you more information before and after school starts. In the meantime, we hope you and your family stay well, and we look forward to serving your children this school year.